Not every expensive handbag is collectible, and some of the most collectible handbags in the world are quite subtle. In fact, logo has nothing to do with it. Once you understand what makes a bag collectible, you'll never shop the same way again. If you're new here, my name is Ajda, and on this channel we talk about all things luxury handbags and curating a collection with a collector's mindset. Not just what's beautiful today, but what will still matter 10, 20 years from now. Because to me, the real luxury is buying something once and loving it forever. So let's talk about what actually makes a handbag collectible. One of the biggest misconceptions in luxury is that price equals collectability. It doesn't. There are very expensive bags that lose relevance quickly, and then there are quieter pieces that collectors spend years hunting down. For example, some bags are created to capture a moment. They dominate the conversation for a season. Everyone wants one, and then the attention shifts and starts to fade away. Then there are designs that never needed to chase for attention because they were built on lasting proportions, exceptional craftsmanship, and a clear design language from the very, very beginning. Think of silhouettes like the Hermes Birkin or the Chanel Classic Flap, bags that have remained relevant throughout the years and across generations without needing any sort of reinvention. The difference is intention. One responds to the moment and the other transcends it. The first true test of a collectible handbag is time. Does the design still feel relevant years later? Does it transcend the era in which it was created? Trends ask for attention. Collectibles command respect. When a handbag becomes a collectible, it's rarely accidental. There's usually a few design qualities that are an absolute must and allow it to endure through time. First, the silhouette tends to be timeless, not exaggerated, not trend chasing, but balanced in a way that it continues to feel relevant as style evolves over time. Secondly, there's often a sense of architecture when it comes to the design. The structure feels intentional. It's as if every line exists for a specific reason, every stitch, every pocket. Nothing is arbitrary. Third, and perhaps the most important, a collectible handbag isn't overly associated with a single specific fashion moment. You can't immediately date it. When a bag still looks elegant decades later, that's when it starts to enter collectible territory. Collectors don't just see the bag, they feel the workmanship. Hand stitching, for example. It reflects a level of human attention that machines simply can't replicate. An artisan adjusts by how it feels. They respond to the material in real time. As a result, no two pieces are completely identical. That subtle variation that you see isn't a flaw. It's evidence that someone's hands were involved in the making, someone's craft. Exceptional leather is another marker. Not just softness of the leather, but its resilience. Leather that holds structure and develops character rather than crease awkwardly with age. Precision matters too. Edges that are clean, hardware that aligns perfectly, a closure that feels engineered, not just decorative. And ultimately, durability. A collectible piece isn't fragile. It's built to be used over and over again because that good quality craftsmanship is what allows a bag to age with dignity. Scarcity is often misunderstood. We're not talking about fake wait lists or marketing theater that we see. Real scarcity happens when production is naturally limited, or when a design quietly disappears and is no longer at the forefront. The hardest bags to find are rarely the ones that had a big, momentous, loud launch. Sometimes collectors don't realize what they're chasing until it's already gone. The most collectible pieces rarely exist in isolation. They carry a story. Sometimes that story is tied to a creative era, a moment when a singular vision reshaped a luxury fashion house. Take, for example, Karl Lagerfeld at Chanel. His creative direction left an imprint of a designer that didn't just contribute to fashion, but actually redirected it. Other pieces became collectible because they capture a cultural moment, like the Fendi baguette and Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. That bag moved from just being an accessory to an icon overnight. Another example is Phoebe Philo at Celine, right? Everyone talks about the Phoebe Philo years, a period defined by restraint, a quiet redefinition of what modern luxury is now. Collectors aren't just buying an object, they're preserving a moment in fashion history. When I first started buying luxury, I looked for what was popular. But now I shop very, very differently. I ask myself one question: would I still be proud to have this and carry it 10 years from now? Will it still fit into my life? That's more than one question. But these are two very important questions to be asking yourself, especially when making these large investments. I actually believe we're entering this new era of collecting. It's less about status and more about discernment. Women are becoming more intentional in their shopping, more educated, and more thoughtful in what they want to bring into their wardrobes. Because the ultimate luxury today is its permanence in a world that is obsessed with newness and the next shiny thing. So next time you're considering a handbag, don't just consider whether or not it's beautiful. Ask yourself, is this meaningful? Will it endure the test of time? That's the difference between owning a bag and curating a collection. I'd love to know, when you buy a bag, what matters most to you? Is it design? Is it craftsmanship? Is it heritage? Tell me in the comments. I always love to know how you think about curating a collection. And if you enjoy conversations like this, the thoughtful side of luxury, then don't forget to subscribe because there is more to come. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bisous!